Well, the electricians have been. I've got a bunch of sockets around the outside. They put the cables for the lights in, and I've got a consumer unit which is going to power all of that. Some switches. That's all done, so that's the first fix completed. It's my job now to get the place insulated, ready for the plasterers. The plasterers are going to be coming next week, so I have no choice but to get this done this weekend. Wish me luck. I hope you can still hear me through the mask. Yeah, so this is the stuff I'm using. It's quite straightforward, really. I mean, I've done most of this wall. There's just a tricky bit here where I've got some pattresses for where I'm going to mount the TV and the socket, but it's not really too bad. So the way I've been cutting this is just with a saw, basically. Where is my tape measure? So just to have a quick measure of that, that's about 14 inches, the gap. So I'm going to cut a 15-inch wide strip. It's quite straightforward, to be honest. Get me saw. Where's 15 inches? There it is. Now it is going to be a bit messy. And then measure how much you need, which in this case, 81 inches. So I'll just lay me tape on the floor to the 81 inches. And then I just roll that out and then just tear it. But anyway, whack that in. And obviously it's got to be wider so that you can friction fit it in. Perfect. Although I'll get the cable in front. Most of the walls are done now. It's crazy just standing here talking how different the sound is. Now I know I'm going to be boarding over this, so that kind of echo and reverberation will probably come back, but just standing close to the insulation and talking is so bizarre. I've got probably another roll to do, and then it's time for what I'm not looking forward to, which is insulating the ceiling with the PIR. So I've boarded up this wall now. This is not plasterboard, you can tell this is OSB. The reason this is OSB is because I will be mounting some paneling, kind of like the slatted panels to this wall. This is going to be like the media wall, so this is going to be the TV, and then there's going to be a unit at the bottom. Behind here, you might have noticed from other videos, you might have noticed that there's some big pieces of wood in here. Now I left some measurements on the floor to tell me exactly where the middle is and exactly where the wood is. I've put some wooden pattresses between the beams, so that I can mount the TV to that rather than just mounting the TV to, you know, to the OSB. I've changed where I'm having the lights. So originally I went back to my computer, I drew a rectangle this size on some software, and then I like guessed where to have the lights. When I then came in here and marked on the ceiling exactly where those lights should be in accordance with my, in fact, I've got it around here somewhere. So I made a little drawing on SketchUp to show me where the lights should be. The downside with that is the joists. So I can't have them exactly where this diagram says they should be, simply because there are joists in the way, and I need pretty much 100 mil all around each light. According to those measurements, when I was putting the marks on the ceiling, it was too close to the joists. Sometimes it was right on the joist, which obviously you can't have it there. It needs to be in the middle. So what I've decided to do is go off plan, just plan it in situ. I'm going to redraw the markings, and what that means is I've just had to drill this hole, and where they had the light coming in, where they had the cable coming in for this, I now need to push it through this joist because it needs to be in this side instead. So that is what I'm doing now. I just need to re-drill some holes to relocate these cables, and once the cables are in the right place, then I can cut my insulation and start putting that in. This is going to be awkward. I do not have anything on my eyes, so coming through, yeah. Then I come through from this side. And then I need to do the same over here. Lovely. So these holes are being drilled quite high up into the joist, because when the plasterers put the boards on, you don't want any screws going through the timber and then hitting your cables that you've put through the joists. So let's get this through. Brilliant. So that's the first 5. Now I've got to do the 5 behind the camera. So that's the last cable routed now. All the cables are in the correct place for the lights. It was a little bit of work I didn't really anticipate having to do, but it was my fault. I did the plan wrong for when the electricians put the cables in the first place. So I've got a few extra holes in these joists than I originally planned to have, but it's no big deal. It's probably I think I've only done 4 holes additional to what they had already done. So now all the cables are in the right place, I can get on to cutting the insulation, but I can't do that tonight because I'm running out of light outside. I got myself a new jigsaw blade. It is a T313AW, and it is for soft material. And this cuts through the PIR like butter. So I'm looking forward to using that. I have tested it on some offcuts in the workshop. I'm really looking forward to using this, because this is going to make cutting the insulation an absolute breeze. Last time I used I used just a normal handsaw, the same as what I used for the for this stuff, but that makes far too much mess with the PIR. I don't know when the next video is going to be coming out, because I don't know when I'm going to get more time to actually work on this. I'm really busy at work. I'd love it if you could like the video and hit subscribe, because I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers, which is just mental for me because I'm just a nobody building a shed in my garden. So hit like, hit subscribe, and maybe the next video will be a 1,000 celebration video, and I'll figure out something special I can do. See you later.